Got some sweet potatoes that need using? I got you covered. Hey y'all, I'm Becky, and I love sharing simple, plant-based comfort food recipes. Food prices are bananas right now, so I wanted to share some recipes that star a simple, affordable, easy-to-find ingredient. Sweet potatoes! I've got an amazing soup for you, some curried sweet potato fries, a salad, and even a sushi recipe. Let's cook! This black bean sweet potato soup is creamy and cozy and hearty. It's got amazing flavors from like cumin and coriander and ginger. It is just absolutely delicious. And it all cooks up in a single pot. Y'all, don't judge my tiny wooden spoon. All of our other wooden spoons were dirty today. Add some oil to your pan on medium-high. Then once the oil is hot, add your onion and your garlic, along with whole cumin and coriander seeds. If you don't have cumin and coriander seeds, you can just add ground cumin and ground coriander when you add the rest of the ground spices instead. Using the whole spices just deepens their flavor, and you also get these little bursts of flavor while you're eating the soup. Once the onion is starting to brown, add all of the rest of your soup ingredients except the coconut milk. We're adding the coconut milk at the end because boiling coconut milk, especially for a long time, can cause it to curdle, and we don't want that. Once the sweet potato pieces are nice and tender, stir in the coconut milk. If you like a brothy soup, you can serve this as is, but if you want it thicker, you can puree some or all of it. I'm using an immersion blender so that I don't have to let the soup cool, but if you are gonna transfer this to a blender, do cool the soup first and then re-warm it up in the pot. Putting hot food into a blender can cause the blender lid to just blow right off. It has a ton of flavor already from all of those amazing spices and the sweet potato and even the black beans and from the onion and the garlic. But if you want even more flavor, sprinkle on some green onion and cilantro and squeeze on a little bit of lime juice too. This soup is just so easy and so flavorful. Even my sweet potato hating husband likes this soup. Making sweet potato fries in the oven is nothing new, but these are super special. They're tossed in the delicious mix of curry seasoning, and while they're baking, you make this amazing creamy cumin ketchup to dip. The combination of tender, lightly crisp sweet potato fries with that creamy dipping sauce and all of those amazing curry flavors, it is just so, so good. The recipe for these sweet potato oven fries was one of the first videos I ever created. That was years ago, and it felt like it was time for a freshie. One thing that I do want to mention about sweet potato fries is that they're not going to naturally get as crispy crunchy as like a white potato French fry. That's because sweet potatoes have less starch in them. If you want your fries to be extra crunchy, you can bake them for a little bit longer. Just keep an eye on them because you don't want them to burn. The other thing that you can do is toss them in a little bit of cornstarch before baking, which will add like a crunchy coating. All right, let's make some fries. First, cut your sweet potato into fry shapes. You want these to be about 1/4 inch thick, but what's more important than the width is that they're all uniform. If you have some that are real thick and some that are real thin, then the thick ones are gonna end up kind of soft and mushy and the thin ones are gonna burn. You want them to be cut pretty uniformly, that way they cook uniformly and you end up with a great batch of fries. You can peel the sweet potato or not, it's totally up to you. I'm not peeling because I like that added bit of texture, but you totally can. If you don't peel them, just make sure that you slice off any woody bits, like see this blemish here? Slice that off. Spread these out into a single layer on a lined baking sheet. Then either drizzle or spray really well with olive oil. Then sprinkle on your curry powder, coriander, and salt. Get in there with clean hands and toss the sweet potato pieces so they get really well coated in the oil, salt, and spices. Spread them out in a single layer with no overlap, then toss it in the oven to bake. You want to stir these every 15 minutes, and if they're looking dry when you stir them, spray them with a little bit more oil. It's important that they don't dry out because that's going to make them more prone to burn, and that extra oil really gives them a nice crunchy texture and helps them brown. Meanwhile, let's make that curry cumin ketchup. In a small bowl, combine ketchup with mayo, cumin, ground ginger, and a little pinch of cinnamon. Mix that up really well, and your dip is ready. Once the fries are cooked to your liking, serve them with that creamy cumin ketchup to dip, and enjoy! These are super delicious, and you can serve them anywhere. You know what to do with sweet potato fries. This roasted beet and sweet potato salad stars tender sweet root vegetables with a sweet, tangy balsamic vinaigrette and creamy, lemony smashed chickpeas. Start by peeling and chopping the veggies. You want to cut both the beets and the sweet potatoes into half-inch pieces. In a large bowl, toss together the sweet potatoes and beets with oil and salt. Then spread that mixture onto a lined baking sheet and bake until the veggies are tender. You can also make the veggies in the air fryer, and you can find those directions on my website. While the veggies are roasting, make your dressing and your smashed chickpeas. Combine all of the dressing ingredients in a mason jar, and then shake it up until everything's well combined. You can also do this in a bowl. I just like to use a jar because then I can prep it and store it in the same container. Now combine all of the chickpea ingredients in your food processor and run it until you have a chunky mixture. If you don't want to use your food processor, you can smash and mix everything together by hand. The food processor is just quicker. When your veggies are ready, it's time to serve. Fill up your salad bowl with zesty arugula and top it with crunchy chopped onions. Then add your roasted beets and sweet potatoes and dollops of the lemony smashed chickpeas. Finish it off by drizzling on some of that balsamic dressing, and lunch is ready. Making sushi at home is easier than you think, and this sweet potato sushi is affordable and super delicious. Poke some holes in the sweet potato and bake it until it's tender. Meanwhile, combine water and sushi rice in your Instant Pot and cook at pressure. You can also make the rice on the stovetop if you prefer. When the rice is done cooking, drizzle on some rice vinegar and some agave nectar. Mix it well and then set it aside to cool. When the sweet potato is cool enough to handle, prep your fillings. Slice up an avocado and some green onion. Then peel your cooked sweet potato and slice it into long, skinny pieces. Lay out a nori sheet, then moisten your fingertips and use them to spread the sushi rice all over the nori sheet, leaving about a ½ inch strip uncovered along one side. On the opposite side, arrange your fillings. So pile on that sweet potato, some green onion, and some avocado. Now it's time to roll. Start rolling on the side that has the filling and gently roll towards the 1-inch strip that you left uncovered. You want to press gently as you go, but don't press too hard because it can cause the nori to split. You don't need a sushi mat, but if you do have one, it'll help you get a more even roll. Once you get to that 1-inch strip that's uncovered, moisten your fingertips and use them to moisten that strip of nori, and then finish rolling. The wet nori is going to create a seal to keep your roll closed. With the seam side down, use a sharp knife to slice your sweet potato sushi into pieces. Sprinkle on some sesame seeds for protein and crunch, and then you're ready to eat. This sweet potato sushi is fun to make and so satisfying. I hope that you enjoyed this little collection of vegan sweet potato recipes. If you have any questions about these recipes or about eating vegan in general, drop a comment. I am always happy to help. And don't forget to rate and subscribe. Happy cooking!